we're going to present you our blog topic, video analytics. But first, let's have a look at what we can do with that. Okay, now, first we're going to think about what is video analytics and the basic setup, followed by some of the application, the benefits, limitation, and lastly we'll finish on how we promoted our blog and the result. So what is video analytics? Basically, instead of using videos to analyze the past, you can now use videos to combine with software to analyze the present. But how does it work? To make it simple, it's a software-based tool that analyzes data captured by cameras and retransmits it onto the client's computer screen. If you want some more detailed information, go and check our blog. Everything is in there. Now, to the application. The first one, of course, for surveillance and security reasons, such as facial or license plate recognition. But what about some others?
Here, another one application for video analytics is interactive gaming. We've all seen YouTube clips of people throwing the Nintendo Wii remote into their TV screen or doing Connect Sports and hitting their kids. But the Xbox 360 is a form of video analytics, and it's highly popular worldwide. The next one is sports performance analysis. There's a company called Proton Sports that does performance analysis on soccer games, and is unbiased. So we've seen this kind of concept of who's better, Lionel Messi or Cristiano Ronaldo. Well, we can do that with just more than goals scored now. We all remember these photos from Truman's past class. This was taken on Halloween last year at a Steve Aoki concert. That same day, same night, there was an unfortunate accident in Madrid where 3 were killed because of a stampede and overcrowding at the venue. Video analytics could have prevented this maybe. They use crowd control with video analytics, and it's possible the venue could have stopped selling tickets or prohibited people to come in using this kind of technology. So the benefits we talked about, it's in-depth, it's much faster, and it's easy to scale. It also decreases your cost of labor, less personnel, less monitoring, and it's also more fun. It's interactive gaming, it's Xbox 360 Connect. The limitations, accuracy of video analytics right now is still kind of wishy-washy. A lot of false alerts in terms of security. We like to call that the car alarm syndrome. And human intervention. You still need humans monitoring or interventing or monitoring these clients. We've talked about the current situation of video analytics, and I'm going to give it to Ushno to talk about the future. Thanks, Scott.
So where do we see this going in the future? Firstly, mastering the data stream. Right now, we do have the processing capabilities in order to deal with all the applications we have today. But as things grow bigger and as more and more processing capabilities are needed, it's a challenge that needs to be overcome. Secondly, there's a problem of this becoming a big brother world. That's where the government policies come in, and they'll have to direct the direction that this technology takes in the future. 2 industries where we think this is going to pick up really soon is sports, as Carl mentioned, in sports analysis. And another thing, you could actually see gym instructors in the gyms being replaced by video analytic applications. In the market, for example, you can also have market research being done through video analytics, and you can see how your brand is being perceived by people in shopping malls and shopping centers. Moving on to the promotion and how we promote our blog, we took 3 approaches. First was social media, Facebook and Twitter. We found this to be very useful initially when people have interest in it, but as time goes on, people lose interest and they find it annoying. And it's not the best. This was not the best way we could promote our blog. Spam emails, not anyone's favorite either. The good thing about it is you get a higher percentage of clicks because you're sending it to your friends and your network. On the con side, it's spam, and also people don't tend to forward it on as much, so you have a smaller outreach. The way in which we found our blog to be most useful in publicizing it was through other blogs and through CNET and affinity networks, where people who have a similar interest are looking at it. So the good thing about this is that you have maybe a smaller number of people, but the people who come to your blog actually spend time and read it, and they're interested in it. On the con side, it takes a lot of time to find these interest networks and post it over there. So here's some results of our promotions. You can see the peak at the beginning and the peak at the end. Not surprisingly, most were Mac and Windows users, and they came from the States, Spain, and Switzerland, which roughly equates to the demography of our team. So we'll look for questions.
Mariana.
Yeah, Ushi, you mentioned that video analytics can help companies understand how the consumers perceive their brands. Can you just elaborate a little bit more on that?
So this is already in available, I think we might have covered in one of the classes as well, is that you have cameras installed. So say, for example, you're promoting this new brand or a set of brands. What you do is maybe as you come into your shopping center, you have placed maybe 3 different stands with your brand in there, and you have video analytics which are monitoring people's faces as they come in, and depending on how you look at it, you can figure out which is capturing most attention, for example. That's one way of doing it.
Kyle, it was really interesting about what you said about the thing that happened. But how is it really, like you say, we'll prevent it, but how?
So there's going to have to be government regulations in terms of kind of saying, the crowd control that hits this number, you have to stop letting people in. Kind of, you can use these analytics to kind of analyze the crowd and the number of people, and you can kind of prohibit that kind of entry and exit situation. Truman wants to answer a question.
The introduction where you were motioning, and then the slides were moving. That to me is gesture recognition as well as the Xbox example. So, video analytics, gesture recognition, are these different or are these the same?
I think
if they're different, how are they?
Gesture recognition is, I guess, a kind of a subset of video analytics. I think it's kind of a little bit of both. I think as you see the software, it analyzes maybe what you're doing, and then maybe like as in the Xbox Connected, it kind of uses that like a software to put your emotions onto the screen itself. I think that's kind of the same idea.
It's interactive.
It's interactive, basically. Video analytics is basically using software to analyze real-time, I guess, movement or, consumer behavior, or call it.
Video, my understanding is the video analytics application doesn't respond to any kind of gesture movement. It's simply analyzing the movement.
Well, wiki lies to us then.
No, I mean, I think about it. There was definitely, for example, security and surveillance. That's a very good example of video analytics, where you are not, it's not interactive, it's more or less one way. Video is being analyzed, telling you what's happening. But at the same time, something like Xbox, where, I mean, effectively the software that's working on it is roughly the same. It's just taking in input from the video and analyzing what's happening. So it's not that different, it's just interactive.
What about just the sheer kind of factor of what's going on? Like, what if our professors installed a camera right up there and then they could see who's paying attention and who's not? Like,
we're very well aware. We're very well aware of the Big Brother situation, and that's going to be determined by the Google and the thing. That's going to be determined by governments. And we're not really sure which way it's going to go, whether it's going to help video analytics or hurt video analytics.
It is a risk.
We're watching you.
Thank you for the presentation. My question is about reliability. For example, even the image recognition technologies are not widely accepted in some businesses because it's not 100% reliable. So for about this technology, which will require a lot more than the images, could you please tell us how?
That's one of the risks we say in false alerts and stuff like this. It's still like most of the stuff we've seen in this class for the moment presentation, it's still increasing, it has to be worked on. But it's a start and the technology will improve along the time. So of course there are false alerts for the moment, but it's going to get better. Just fine.
Mr. Hagel?
Yes, going on with what Daniel said. I think we've seen it in movies, but I'm wondering if, as you guys are researching your blog, you came across it where casinos have been using the technology to analyze players.
I'm sure that's probably out there. I don't think we ever touched upon it because we never did a research.
Just, I think, made a comment in one of our posts about the series Las Vegas, for example, where they use it often. We see like facial recognition with people like Stone and some of that stuff. So I think it exists in casinos. I don't know to which extent it's allowed, or I don't know exactly the regulation of Vegas, but it exists and it's used.
It's one of the things we considered for elaborating, but we had other topics in our heads.
Any more questions? All right.